presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Sunday baseball from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg as the Rays look to salvage the final game of this three-game series against the Seattle Mariners. As always, Sundays for the kids at Tropicana Field. In addition to watching the game, you can also learn a little something about the game from watching right here on Fox Sports Sun. Welcome in, everybody, to a Sunday game day on Tropicana Field. Rays and M's in advance. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson will be along in just a little while. I'm Rich Hollenberg, and my partners are Orestes Destrada and Doug Wechter. And we have a power matchup on hand, pitching versus hitting. Left-hander Blake Snell starting for the Rays. Right-handed slugger Nelly Cruz, always a dangerous bat for the Mariners. So, Orestes, when you talk about handling Nelson Cruz, what do we have to look for against this guy?
Well, I'll tell you right now, you get a great matchup here about a power pitcher and a power hitter, and also a matchup of youth against a veteran. And the thing about Nelly Cruz that you're going to notice right off the bat is how well he tracks the ball. You see both eyes on it. He opens up that front leg, not the front hip, but the front leg in order to really square himself up. Think about Evan Longoria a little bit, how look at those eyes right on the ball, and he tracks dramatically, and he covers the whole plate. And in a second, I'm going to show you how he covers the whole plate. And one of the things that he does so well, Nelly Cruz is about 6'4", about 230 pounds, and he gets up there, and what he does that's very interesting is that it looks like he's off the plate. He's really not off the plate. He's really on the plate. He just opens up here. So all of a sudden, he's inviting you to throw all over the place here. And then he gets both eyes on the ball, and he comes in, and then he tracks it down in. As Dougie's going to talk about here, you have to pitch him inside. Why? Because if you don't, when he gets here, he has coverage here, 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 and he knows what these young pitchers are doing to him, and he just crushes the ball. Dougie, what does Blake Snell need to do with our boy right now?
Put one right about there.
Right about here? Is that what he needs to do? Blake Snell's in for it.
Absolutely. Blake Snell, he's coming in tonight. He's actually been throwing the ball great the last few outings. Last 5 times out, he's averaging less than 2 walks, which is a total turnaround from the beginning of the year. What's been so different with Blake Snell lately? Fastball, command, and the curveball. The curveball is there now, and now that he's throwing it downhill, here you see a great shot of it. You see he's throwing that 12-6 curveball downhill, and by doing that, he's able to utilize his strength, and he's able to get on top and finish some of these hitters. Okay, how do you get on top of a curveball? The difference from Blake Snell, the beginning of the season to what he's doing now, he's finishing his pitches. All right, that makes a better fastball when you release the ball out in front instead of up here. All right, the ball's not going to be elevated in the zone. Now it's downhill. All right, the second difference is curveball. He's doing the same thing. Now he's finishing that curveball here instead of up here. When you throw a curveball up here, it tends to cast. You hear the term cast. It's almost like you flip it in there for an easy strike, and those are the ones that get hit. Instead, he's throwing his curveball hard. He's finishing right here. You get that hard 12-6 movement. He's getting a lot more strikeouts now, Richie, and we're hoping to see a lot of those today.
Well, that is one of the key matchups that we will be looking for with Nelly Cruz batting fourth for the Mariners. Speaking of batting fourth, there was Logan Morrison. He's back in the lineup. Just over 16 minutes to go before first pitch between the M's and the Rays when we return on Fox Sports Sun. It'll be Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with the call on this Getaway Sunday Fun Day from Tropicana Field.
Baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by your local Ford dealers and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. This afternoon at Tropicana Field, the Rays and the Mariners wrap up this three-game series. Blake Snell on the hill for the Rays, making his 17th start. He'll be opposed by the veteran right-hander Giovanni Gallardo. Showed some signs of life last night, blasting 3 home runs. But alas, it was not enough to slow down the red-hot Mariners in a 7-6 defeat. Today, Tampa Bay looks to put it all together and avoid the 3-game sweep. The Rays will send the left-hander Blake Snell to the hill, making his 17th start, trying to salvage the final game of this series from the Seattle Mariners after dropping the first 2 games to Seattle by scores of 7-1 and 7-6. Take a quick look at the starting lineup for Seattle, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Gene Segura leads it off again, followed by Danny Valencia. We followed then by the number 3 hitter Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz the DH, Mitch Haniger in right, Taylor Motter in third, Guillermo Heredia in center, and Gamble in left. Carlos Ruiz does the catching in the first pitch of this game from Blake Snell. Just misses. Segura hitting .317.
Blake Snell, you see his season numbers right there. He picked up that win his last time out up in Toronto against the Blue Jays, and really his last 2 starts, showing a quicker tempo out on the mound and better use of the fastball, and that is key for him.
2-1. Segura starts the afternoon hitting .317. He came into this series a hot hitter, had a base hit in the first game, a double and a run scored last night. I believe in the count. Fastball in there, 2-2.
Coming right out and setting the tone here this afternoon. The Seattle Mariner lineup scored 7 runs in each of the first 2 games of this series and have scored a ton off the Rays all season long. And Snell trying to establish that heater early.
And he just missed with that one. Full count.
Close borderline fastball there. Maybe if Segura is not so extreme with his movement, maybe you get that call.
This one over the head of Snell out to second. Miller with the pickup, and they retire Segura to start this one.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by our very good friends at Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we've got Dickerson, Kiermaier, and Souza Jr. And then across the infield, third to first, Longoria, Echeverria, Miller, and Morrison. Jesus Sucre gets the call behind the plate today.
Now Danny Valencia is hitting .269 with 13 home runs. First pitch is a fastball for a strike. Two.
There's that hook, and you know, you go back to his last start against Toronto. The first couple innings, it was the slider, and then as that game moved forward, he started to drop in the curveball, and it became a very good weapon for him the second half of that start.
This went in the dirt, and he
is out.
Did go for it. So he's out of there. He hung around the plate hoping that maybe somebody would say, no, you check, but here it is. He offered.
He absolutely did. And that curveball well short. It just goes to show you how Blake Snell is able to spin that pitch. That 12-6 variety, tough for hitters to stay off of. And it works very well with a good four-seam fastball, too. They play off each other nicely.
So 2 up, 2 down, and here is Robinson Cano. Pitch is a bit wide. It's 1-1.
I mean, that pitch is going to be a valuable weapon for Blake Snell. We have not seen a ton of it this season. You know, it's been a lot of the fastball, the changeup, the slider, but the curveball, like I said, in that start against Toronto, it really took over the latter part of that game, and that is a nasty hook.
Fastball lifted into the left. It's Dickerson coming in, and it's a 1-2-3 first for Blake Snell against Seattle. Rays are coming in to hit. Rays will face the veteran right-hander Yovani Gallardo. And we'll take a look at the Rays starting lineup. Kevin Kiermaier is going to lead it off, followed by Lucas Duda, and then Evan Longoria. Down the middle, Logan Morrison, Steven Souza Jr., and Corey Dickerson. Jesus Sucre will hit 7th in front of Brad Miller, and Danny Echeverria will wrap up this starting 9.
Well, Yovani Gallardo making his 20th start of the season. He had a stint from late June into the middle of July where he was out of the rotation and in the bullpen. Put some good numbers up actually coming out of the bullpen, and then reinserted into the starting rotation. You see the season numbers right there.
So here's Kiermaier to lead it off. And the first pitch, a breaking ball, misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Kiermaier at 261. It's down and in, 2-0. Kiermaier with a couple of hits and hit by a pitch yesterday and scored a run. And a shot back into straightaway center. Heredia going back, and that baby is out of here. Home run for Kevin Kiermaier on a 2-0 pitch to put the Rays out in front. Well, Kiermaier's 8th home run, and it gets the Rays started today.
Well, that's what you could do when you get the count in your favor. A 2-0 count. Kevin Kiermaier knows that Gallardo does not want to walk him to start this game off. So he's going to more than likely be in the zone, and Kiermaier gets picked up there by Souza Jr. That's been a long time coming. And here it is. Fastball where he can get fully extended and showing off some of that power to straightaway center. Great start here for the Rays.
Here's Lucas Duda. He hits a towering fly ball into right. Haniger camped under it, makes the catch. So that's the first out. Big cut by Duda. Here's the Kiermaier home run from overhead.
And how about this? The simple fact that he didn't take out of the box like a bat outa. He knew it was gone. He knew that ball was well tagged and it was going to clear the fence. One of the few times you'll see him pull up coming out of the box.
Kiermaier just off the disabled list. His last home run came against Seattle. That was in Seattle when he hit it off the left-hander James Pazos. This pitch is a strike to Longoria. Now 0-2. Kiermaier hit that last home run on the 2nd of June against Seattle, and then connects for his first career leadoff home run here in this game against the Mariners, and off the right-hander Gallardo.
And you could not really have envisioned a better start for the Rays. You know, Blake Snell goes out, a quick 1-2-3 efficient top half of the first inning, and then of course Kiermaier with the leadoff blast in the bottom. Rays need some good things to happen early and try to avoid this sweep.
There's a liner and a base hit into left for Longoria. A 1-out single will put a runner aboard for the Rays.
Well, let's take a look at the Seattle Mariner defense, brought to you by our besties, Dwayne, at Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Ben Gamel, Guillermo Heredia, and Mitch Haniger. Across the infield, third to first, Taylor Motter, Gene Segura, Robinson Cano, and Danny Valencia. Carlos Ruiz back behind the plate. Getting closer and closer to Golden Diamond Source.
We are as the season goes on.
And as the day, as a matter of fact.
Here's Logan Morrison. Logan back in the starting lineup this afternoon, hit the pinch hit home run in the 9th inning last night. Logan with 29 home runs.
Yeah, maybe that home run too can get Logan Morrison going. You can get this offense back humming right along. They start to do their thing again, and this becomes a very dangerous team.
Ground ball picked up by Cano. Out at second, and Motter in the middle there with the throw back, not in time to double up Morrison.
Boy, everything took a long time there. Robinson Cano not able to get rid of this ball. See that little bit of a pause right there, then a long throw, then Taylor Motter had to come off the bag, and everything just took a hair too long, and that allowed Logan Morrison to beat it out that close.
So Longoria is forced at second. Motter, who's playing third, in the middle of that. Steven Souza Jr. with Morrison aboard. A check on Morrison with a toss over there by Gallardo. Gallardo 5-8 this year. Finished last year with Baltimore at 6-8. And the pitch inside off the plate to Souza Jr. Souza 3 of 10 in his career against Gallardo. One extra base hit among the 3 hits, a double. Now snap throw down to first, and Morrison is back in. Paying a lot of attention to Morrison over there. The count to Souza Jr. goes to 1-1.
I'm not sure that you actually need to. However, he did beat out the double play, so maybe Gallardo is
impressed with that burst of speed.
That must be it.
A 1-1 count here to Souza. It's 2-1. Rays with a run home on the leadoff home run by Kevin Kiermaier. Time over to first.
How about that? And you could see Logan Morrison just basically turned and fell onto first base. I mean, his lead is very small, but Gallardo, I mean, look at that. That's not a very big lead, but he's still moving, and so Gallardo sends another one over there. Morrison may set a record.
Tapper foul.
And how about how they're going after Souza Jr. again? You know, we saw that really up in Toronto, that series up in Toronto where the starting pitchers were really trying to pound Souza in there. You know, as a lot of power guys, you go back to the home run that Kiermaier hit. They want to get their arms extended, and so to prevent that, you try to crowd him.
And now away with the breaking stuff. Gets the wave and miss, and the first inning is over. Kiermaier gives the Rays a run on a leadoff home run at the end of an inning. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Sun is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Kevin Kiermaier giving the Rays the early lead. And after a 1-2-3 inning, Blake Snell back to the mound, facing Nelson Cruz, opening inning number 2.
Now this is your highlighted battle right here.
Blake's red hot.
Yes, he is.
Ground ball headed toward the middle, and a base hit.
You know, and you can't really blame Blake Snell for the idea or even the location of that pitch. He went off speed, he went down and away, and when a guy's red hot, he's able to cover the plate and get that ball back up the middle. The one thing that he did, though, was he stayed out of an area. And look at that's a good changeup in a good spot. But he's not going to be able to drive that pitch. Now, he'll take his single, but right now you almost give that to him the way that he's been swinging.
Mitch Haniger, who hit the grand slam in their 4-run third last night. That opened the scoring for Seattle. Ball, no strikes. Another pitch away, 2-0. Left side crowded with defenders over there. Miller, Echeverria, and Longoria.
Well, and this is where you have your different responsibilities, coming out of that shift right here where the ball's on the ground. Obviously, anything hit, Echeverria and Longoria, Brad Miller's going to cover. He's going to cover from an odd angle over there on the shortstop side of second base. But this also, you think back to that New York game. That ground ball that is in between Echeverria and Miller. Miller can't peel off to second right away. He may have to go for the ball. And if that's the case, either he's got to get back himself or he's just got to take the out at first.
Fly ball, center field. That'll carry to Kiermaier. Just the catch out there.
And the shift, it's nice where it can really, hurt a hitter, especially a guy that's very pull heavy on the ground. But there are a lot of different responsibilities. It complicates things defensively at times.
Well, different for defenders because they develop and grow up playing a particular position, and it becomes second nature, your responsibilities. That changes in a shift.
It sure does. And how about when you see the Rays run the shift, that shift will change sometimes depending on the count, depending on the number of strikes.
Taylor Motter lifts one into right. Souza Jr. is right there. Motter going for the first pitch fastball and is out number 2.
We saw the Rays get burned on that last night. Brad Miller on the shortstop side of second base till 2 strikes. He moves over to the other. The very next pitch, ground ball right where he was.
Yep.
That's the risk that you're willing to take because of the data that you have to work with.
Guillermo Heredia. Got center field again today for Seattle. And there's a first pitch strike. A couple of those in a row now. Upstairs, 1-1. Snell made his second career start, and the first start he made here at Tropicana Field last year against the Mariners. Pitch in on Heredia, pops it up foul, and it's caught over there by Rays first baseman Logan Morrison. A man left. Bottom of the second coming, 1-0 Rays. Liberty Mutual player profile. The Rays have made their 50th addition to this year's Tampa Bay Rays. Cesar Puello out of the Dominican. Jake Faria was placed on the disabled list with an abdominal strain, and you see the numbers there for Puello in the minor leagues this year at AAA. 13 homers, 61 runs batted in, and 18 stolen bases. They claimed him off waivers from the Angels. It's Corey Dickerson to lead off. The pitch is a strike. Dickerson with 22 home runs. He is 5 of 13 in prior meetings against Gallardo. And now it's 1-1. Gallardo had a run of success a few years ago in his time with Milwaukee. 13 games in 09, 14 in 2010. Topped out at 17 wins in 2011, 17 and 10, 16 and 9 the year following that with the Brewers. Slipped a bit to 12 and 10 the following year, and 13, and since then it has been a struggle for him.
It has. I'll tell you what, though, that's pretty good right there. 22 games, over 500. Good career numbers, but you're right. This year has been a struggle. That's why he ends up going to the bullpen. Pitched very well out of the bullpen. Gave up just an earned run in 11 1/3 innings.
And he gets Dickerson chasing the high fastball, and he is out on strikes.
You know, that's where teams have been able to go with Corey Dickerson. When they get the count in their favor, they want to climb the ladder. Whether it's middle of the plate, whether it's close to him, even away, they're throwing the fastball up there. And you know, thus far, for the most part, Corey has not been able to lay off that pitch. And until he does, he's going to continue to see it.
Here's Jesus Sucre. Breaking ball is down. Ball, no strikes. One now. The Rays still looking for their first win in this season series. They were swept by the Mariners in Seattle and have dropped the first 2 games in this series. 2 balls and a strike.
And it's very hard to explain. Not only have the Mariners won the first 5 games of this season series, but they've won them in dominating fashion outside of last night's game, which they had, you know, a big lead early and then hung on at the end. But it is inexplicable how one team can own another like the Mariners have done with the Rays.
Well, the Rays left Seattle on that last visit out there, shaking their heads, and really couldn't wait to get out of town, because the Mariners beat them soundly in every game, 12-4, 9-2, and 7-1, and took the first game of this series by that score. The Rays pushed them some last night, but still dropped the decision. Ground ball behind second, and Cano's there makes the toss over to first. Sucre is the second out. And here's the breakout. If you look beyond the wins and losses, they hit .050 with runners in scoring position, while the Mariners hit .460 and have outscored the Rays 42-14.
Yeah, that's a power D1 school in week 1 against.
And the Rays playing catch up. Look at the starter ERA.
Yeah, well,
11.51.
It has been an onslaught that most of the time these, well, the Seattle Mariner hitters, it's ambush city. And it's tough to explain. Again, the Rays as a pitching staff, they don't get hit like that by anybody.
1-1 by Brad Miller. The Rays started this series 4th in the American League in total team ERA. So that's been there consistently all year, with a few exceptions. Bunt by Miller, and an off-balance throw by Ruiz, the catcher, gets Miller, and the Rays are up and down in order in the second. On to the third, 1-0 Tampa Bay. The top of the third. Rays pledge packs available for a limited time, so get yours today. Pledge packs include a ticket voucher, autographed baseball, a Kevin Kiermaier bobblehead, and a lot more. And proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. Visit raysbaseball.com/pledge pack. Ben Gamble leading off the third against the Rays lefty. Blake Snell is down with a fastball. Gamble hitting .297. Just wide. Carlos Ruiz, the catcher, will be next, and then back around to the top of the order, Gene Segura. Play it goes, 2-1.
Ben Gamble on the season has swung the bat well against left-handed pitchers, hit a batting average over 300 at 309. So you don't consider this a huge, left on left clear advantage for Blake Snell, and especially behind in the count.
And now he misses inside, taking the count to 3-1. He gives up the walk. So a leadoff walk in the third. Let's check in right now with Rich. Rich, what's up?
Thanks, Dwayne. As usual, I'm having my best time of the day hanging out with a bunch of 11-year-olds as we celebrate another Play Ball Sunday on Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field. It's the Tampa Bandits, some 11 Little League champions from Northwest Tampa Little League. The Bandits have won multiple championships, guys, and that's one of the reasons they're here celebrating at Tropicana Field. If you want to nominate your favorite youth league for a trip to the Trop, go to raysbaseball.com/playball.
All right, Rich, thank you very much. And this area continues to be a hotbed for youth baseball, and a lot of great baseball talent coming out of the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, well, listen, we were talking yesterday with your grandson, Zach, about, you know, playing fall ball now and the advantages that you have down here. You know, I was telling him the story about, you know, I'm playing Division I baseball in college at Wright State, you know, University up in Fairborn, Ohio, and we spend the first, you know, from January to the third week of February, we're practicing in gyms,
Yep.
getting ready to go down and play Western Carolina. We'd get on a bus, drive to Western Carolina, and we would get off the bus and put our spikes on for the first time, and let's go get them. I mean, that's what you deal with up north. And so you understand you get good leagues down here, good players. You can play year-round, or at least you have the weather to play year-round. It's no surprise.
2 is fouled out of play. Yeah, great opportunity here for pretty much year-round baseball. And that's why you see from Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, great opportunity to develop the baseball talent in those areas.
The one thing that I would say, though, is you've got to watch it, because you're right, you can do it year-round, but baseball, playing it year-round, probably not the best thing for you. You know, you don't develop yourself athletically in other sports, and the wear and tear on your arm if you're throwing around the calendar year. I mean, it's going to eventually get to you. So
yeah, and that's the issue, really, in any sport, to specialize on one sport, wear and tear when you do that too early, and the repetition of what you're doing. And each sport has a unique area where you're going to rely upon physically, and that's going to get a lot of wear and tear. Get development, but also wear and tear if you do too much of it. 2-2, and Ruiz sends a fly ball foul back of first down toward the bullpen area. So the count's still 2-2. Gamble at first on the walk. The 2-2. Ooh, a close pitch right there. Boy, a couple of close pitches, and that one right down there on the corner goes for ball 3. Yeah, that might be the catcher call right there. Three and 2 now. Leadoff walk here to Gamble. First time through the order, 9 hitters, 4 first pitch strikes, including to Ruiz here, and now he's full up with him.
That's one area that Blake can continue to get better at, and the better he gets with the fastball, that number will improve. At least it should improve. It's a huge swing for him as far as on-base percentage goes.
Swing and a miss, runner going, got a chance to get him. He is out at second base. Ruiz strikes out, Gamble on the move, and he is cut down trying to steal. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. And Bray guns him down.
And how about the changeup, though? The confidence to throw the changeup in a full count. Sucre could take his time because Ben Gamble was nowhere near. That ball gets there in plenty of time, and now it's just a matter of Brad Miller. Make sure you get the tag to the leg. And then that's right, holster it, baby.
First pitch in the dirt, 1-0.
I'll tell you, the confidence that Blake shows in that changeup, we see him use it a lot in 2-1 counts. Right there, using it in a full count after he's already walked a guy. So the last thing you want to do is back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hole hitters. And he's not afraid to throw that pitch.
Well, we've seen the curveball and that changeup right there, aside from the fastball. And again, there's a strike call. He's ahead in the count. Off speed there.
Yeah, another good changeup. That's why that fastball for him is so important. If he can lead the way with that and pitch ahead, we say this a lot. Instead of using those off-speed pitches to get back into counts, he can use them to end at bats, and that's a big difference.
1-2 now. There's a fastball fouled away. Two outs, bases empty. And he just got a little piece of it. No, he didn't. Swing and a miss, and he's out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning, including this one as part of the strike him out, throw him out double play by Sucre. Home run by Kevin Kiermaier. Are you the ultimate Rays fan? Text Papa Rays and a photo of yourself in Rays gear to 67076 or at enterpromo.com/Rays to enter the Pepsi Papa John's Ultimate Rays Fan Experience Contest. The grand prize includes 4 home plate club seats, 4 batting practice passes, and more. Text Papa Rays to 67076 today. First pitch to Adeiny Echeverria is high. Ball, no strikes.
Did you notice how this inning started? You know, in the ballpark, especially on Kids Sundays, they'll have the guest announcer announce the hitters for the Rays or whoever the home team is for that particular inning.
Yeah, there's a shot to left center field off Echeverria's bat. Extra bases. He's got a full head of speed around second and heads to third, and he'll make it without a play. Leadoff triple here for Adeiny Echeverria. His second triple of the year. The ball started to head toward the deep part of the ballpark, and when it kicked away from Gamble, Echeverria had it all in front of him.
You leave pitches out over the heart of the plate, and this is the risk that you run. And that ball ends up in a perfect spot. Echeverria, a clear look at what's happening, and he takes advantage, gets to third base. Anyway, the point is you can see who led the inning off. And you can imagine a 7 or 8-year-old trying to spill out Adeiny Echeverria. That's a tough start.
Yes, it is. Nice challenge.
Went about as you would think. There he is. He's like, really? The inning I come up here and you're starting me out with Adeiny Echeverria. Perfect. gets easier.
2-0 now the count to Kevin Kiermaier. Tapper foul. Now 2-1. Well, the Rays with a great opportunity to add on to this early lead. They got it on the home run by Kiermaier to start the first. Echeverria has opened the bottom of the third with a 3-base hit. Two and two. That shot to center by Kiermaier.
2-0 count with those arms fully extended. Got the Rays on the board out in front.
And a swing and a miss, ball popping away from Ruiz, but he'll go down to Valencia to complete that strikeout. 2-3 on the first out of the inning.
Now you get the swing and miss on the curveball for strike 2, and you got to figure Gallardo going to try to come right back with it, and he does. Spins this thing, keeps it just above the knees, and then all of a sudden, there it goes.
Lucas Duda will try to get the run home from third with 1 out. Duda. A high fly ball to right field his first time. The right side is packed over there defensively for Seattle.
Conceding, nobody playing in, so this ball in play, more than likely you're going to get this run home.
1-1 to count. Popping away, but not far enough to give Echeverria any ideas about trying to score. An opportunity for the Rays right here. Duda takes ball 3.
He continues to try to work down and away, trying to get Duda to hit that ball on the ground. Trying to get him to chase.
Tapper, that'll be foul. Marco Baldelli with the pickup.
Now you come with your best punch-out pitch. Full count, but Gallardo got the strikeout with Kiermaier. He needs another one badly here with Duda at the plate.
Inside fastball, and he walks him. So after the strikeout of Kiermaier, Duda draws the walk, and Evan Longoria will be up here with men on the corners.
And I don't think that walk by Gallardo bothers him that much ultimately. If you think about it, you're going to go with a borderline type pitch to go for the punch out, and if you don't get it, okay, you don't get it, you end up walking him, but now you've got a double play set up. Expect to see things down and away from Evan, some breaking balls, maybe a changeup, trying to get something on the ground.
Gallardo has thrown 11 double play balls this year. First pitch is upstairs. One. Breaking ball, got the ground ball in front of Charlie Montoyo.
That's what Gallardo wants badly. But I will tell you this, if he continues to work down and away, we've seen Evan, the ability, one of the few hitters that we've seen that with that ability to just change his approach. And if you're going to stay down and away and try to get me to hit the ball on the ground, I'll do that, but I'll do it to the right side where I've got a ton of room to work with. Shoot a ball the other way.
The ground ball to third, Mater to Cano, and to Valencia, 5-4-3 on the double play. And the Rays threatened with that leadoff triple, but leave a man through three. The Rays won on the home run by Kiermaier. Seattle nothing. MLB.com at bat, your #1 mobile app for live Rays baseball. So stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Rays home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Valencia takes a pitch too low. 1-0. Playing first base today. Cano next, and then Cruz. Strike 1-1. Snell, 3 scoreless innings to start this game. He's given up a hit and a walk, picking up 3 strikeouts. You'd still like that first pitch strike total to be a little higher. He's 4 of 11 right now in that department.
No doubt about it, and that's been something that has plagued him. You know, if he had enough innings to qualify, he'd have the lowest first pitch strike percentage in the big leagues. And you know, there are different schools of thought. I mean, a lot of people they're not as concerned with first pitch strike. They're concerned with the 1-1 count. If you can get it back to 1-1 and get to 1-2, and I agree with both of them. But when you look at the raw numbers, after 0-1 or after 1-0 for Blake Snell, it's about 150 points in on-base percentage. It's pretty dramatic. So it does matter long term.
It's 2-2.
And it just will make things easier for him. Instead of the 1-0 changeup to get to 1-1, how about an 0-1 changeup to get to 0-2?
Yeah, then you get to 0-2, you're really in the driver's seat then.
Amen.
And the start of a swing and a check by Valencia on that Breaking ball.
This was very similar to the first at bat. Another breaking ball, and yeah, a little better there.
Full count. Valencia has swung a good bat against Rays pitching. And not this time. He is out on strikes, off speed. That's been a nice pitch for him here in the early part of this game.
Boy, it really has, and that's the second full count changeup for a strikeout. So much confidence in this pitch, and for good reason. Boy, he gets great extension, good arm speed. He really throws that pitch with conviction.
Well, we've talked about his secondary pitches a lot during the time he's been with the Rays over parts of the last couple of years. And we've seen great examples of that already in this game. The curveball and that changeup. Now, a slider here to the left-handed hitter for a strike.
He's got weapons. He's got weapons, and that's why we continue to harp on the fastball command, especially early in a count. It'll allow him to get to those weapons sooner and in better counts, and it'll make things so much easier on him. You'll really see him dominate.
Liner into right. That's there to be caught by Souza. And Cano is the second out.
The one thing that I think that we both like with what we're seeing with Blake here is this, this kind of like this third chance here. That his tempo has been better, and that's been better for a while, but he's on the right path as far as his mind goes in using the fastball early. Now, it hasn't always been there, but it's been there more, more recently than it has, earlier in the season. But at least he's on that path of understanding I need to attack with this pitch and not mess around with these guys.
I want to know the count to Cruz, and we check the Florida Lottery jackpot stat. This is why you're careful to him. 100 runs batted in, reaching that plateau last night with a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. 2-0. And the point you made about pitching to him, and in a way, that base hit Snell gave up to him in the 2nd inning almost is a win, as hot as he is.
Yeah, I mean, you can live with it. And I think that's how you have to pitch him. You're going to have to pitch him down and away, change speeds, come up and in. When a guy's this hot, you want to make him uncomfortable. And there's a couple different ways to do that. You can move him. You got to pitch him in, try to crowd him a little bit, go soft away, try to frustrate him. He did go soft away in that first at bat. He took a base hit up the middle, but what are you going to do? It was a good pitch.
That's 2-2.
I'll tell you that curveball. He throws it hard. He spins it tight.
This one up the right side. That's going to be a foul ball. Cruz had mixed thoughts about that. At first he thought it was going to be foul. Then he goes, hey, this might be fair, and he took off and then realized it was indeed a foul ball.
And about 2/3 of the way down the line realized I probably should drop the bat too. Well,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there. Yeah, these guys, when they're hot, I mean, what a challenge it is to get them out.
It really involves all that what we just talked about. It is a huge challenge. It forces you to really have to execute and think.
And the breaking ball tapped to third right there, and Longoria throws him out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Blake Snell. Bottom of the 4th coming, 1-0 Rays. A great moment. It was on this day in 2015. Chris Archer tossed the one-hit shutout against Houston, becoming the 4th pitcher in Rays history to pitch a shutout and giving up just 1 hit or fewer. So Logan Morrison will lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. Morrison, middle part of the order, followed by Souza Jr. and Dickerson. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch upstairs, 2-0. Morrison ahead in the count, fouls it back. He's got a run in the 1st on the Kiermaier home run. 3 hits, a walk-off Gallardo through the front 3. They got that triple to lead off the 3rd. Boy, you hate to get a lead-off triple and leave a guy, and that's what the Rays did in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, you don't want that ugly monster to rear its head again, especially when that triple comes out of the 9-hole.
You know, when you're going the way the Rays have, legitimately, you get a triple and you don't score him. I mean, it's not a good thing at any time, but when they've been through a stretch like this, it's magnified.
The biggest fear you have is the mindset starts to go, well, here we go.
Yeah.
As soon as you start that, you invite that negativity in, and that carries weight. It really does. And that is the challenge of these guys, is to not let the mind go negative.
A little blooper, and it's going to be backhanded out there and caught by Segura, who was stationed toward the middle, so the shortstop handles that one.
And he was stationed up the middle, second base side, and deep, and that allowed him to be able to go out there and flag that ball down for the 1st out. See where he's at. Look at, he's deep. He's out on the outfield grass or turf, whatever you want to call it. And that's why he able to get over there rather easily.
Now here's Steven Souza Jr. This pitch is fouled. Well, talking about the club in this stretch, and that truly is one of the things that is difficult to overcome. As much as you try to put that away, every day is a new day, it's a new game, but that's still there with you, and that's one of the really tough things about this game, to play day after day and get yourself into a stretch like the Rays have been, to get beyond that. And as much as every day is a fresh start, that's still lingering there, especially when you've gone in this stretch like 9-21 since the 19th of July.
I don't think anybody could have ever envisioned that. In fact, at that point of the season, the thinking was, and I was a huge proponent of it, was they're not going to be here for long because they're going to catch Boston and pass them.
Yep.
They're going to move in that direction, and it has been the complete polar opposite.
2-1 here on Souza Jr. Miss, it's 3-1. Now, during that stretch of 30 games we mentioned, they've averaged just 3 runs a game.
Yeah,
that starter ERA has been high too at 4.67, but you average only 3 runs a game. It's very difficult.
Well, in this day and age, with all the home runs and teams able to score in bunches, and that's the way that the Rays were built. That's what the Rays did the first half of the season, but then it got extremely difficult here. Yeah, 3 runs a game. 9-21 almost looks good.
Yeah, before all this started, you were talking about where you can see this club going, and I think that was the mindset of a lot of folks. One thing I kept thinking is this team's good enough to get on one of those little winning runs, and they really have not been able to do that. And some other clubs have, and that's wild card race, and that's made a difference. You can see how things start to separate a little bit when you do that, and because they were bunched up, you had 8 or 9 clubs in the whole wild card picture, and 8 battling for a wild card number 2 spot. Ground ball in the hole at short. Segura with a long throw, and that's a very impressive play right there. He grabbed it and the quick throw, and to get it over there.
You know, Dwayne, it reminds you of that play last night, yeah, where he was moving in the same direction and showing you the arm strength. You know, Sousa Jr. can get up the line for a righty, but Segura able to get to that, quickly turn and get rid of it, and just kind of loft it over there, get just enough. He gets some more help down there with Danny Valencia with the scoop. But Segura has been impressive out there at shortstop here in this series for the Mariners.
Yeah, it doesn't take him long to unload a throw.
Oh, no. And he has somewhat of a cannon over there, too. I mean, he can be moving in the wrong direction and still get that ball accurately where he wants to with some fur on it.
Corey Dickerson fouling it back. You think of shortstops, you know, Ozzie Smith, arguably the best, one of the best. He didn't have a great arm, but he'd unload the ball quickly. And here's a guy with a plus arm and will get rid of the ball quickly. That makes him very difficult to get a ball by or to beat a throw over there at first.
Oh, and he hits 320.
Yeah. Second in the league in hitting. Yeah,
No
there's
biggie.
that too. 0-2 the count on Corey Dickerson.
And what was the last pitch? Elevated heater.
Yep.
And continuing to go after it.
Time after time.
I mean, you'd like to see him, and you know, he's been one of the best bad ball hitters in the game all season long. So this is what he's been doing. Problem is now is guys are able to get that pitch there, exploit that, and he continues to swing at it.
Ball bounced in the dirt.
But it's, you know, it's also tough to change who you are and all of a sudden say, well, you'd like to see him take that. Of course you would. But that's what.
Yeah, he was a bad ball hitter when he was hitting 330.
Yeah. Yeah. And going, I mean, he doubled off a pitch that bounced.
Yep.
For goodness sake.
Close right there. It's 2-2. Well, it's all part of a difficult, long season. You think about from the time spring training opens, and the season has a lot in store for you. A lot good and some bad, and the Rays have found themselves struggling over the last month. It's been a month now.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Sneaks up on you.
Yep. That's right. That is absolutely right. It's been this stretch where this is the 30th game in the last 31 days, and it has not gone the Rays' way. And you knew it would be a tough stretch when the schedule came out, just because of the, you know, how often you were going to be playing into the latter part of August.
Dickerson draws the walk here after getting down on the count. A 2-out walk. And that's going to get Sucre to the plate.
Number 45, Jesus Sucre.
Sucre grounded to second in the second inning. Dickerson backhanded first. Sucre waiting for the first pitch from Gallardo. Fastball upstairs. 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. Gallardo coming off an outing against Baltimore, giving up 8 runs, 9 hits in 4+ innings, suffering an 11-3 loss in that one. Now it's 3-0. A couple no decisions before that loss. And ball 4. So back-to-back walks to Dickerson and Sucre to get Brad Miller to the plate. He's walked 3 of the last 6 men he has faced. And the Mariners want to talk it over. Well, Stottlemyre out there to spend some time with his right hand.
And this is where it gets frustrating because you get the first 2 quick outs of the inning, and then you get up in the count on Corey Dickerson and miss with a bunch of pitches there to walk him. Then you get Sucre to the plate. Okay, fine. You put the Dickerson at bat behind you. Well, now you walk a runner into scoring position in a 1-run game.
And what it does is give the Rays yet another opportunity to add to that 1 run they have with Brad Miller, a guy who came into this game 5 of 15 with 2 doubles and a triple against Gallardo. All of those numbers make you wonder why he was trying to bunt his first time up in the 2nd inning. That's some pretty impressive numbers against this guy.
You said it. We were all thinking it. No, you're right. You're right. Trying to catch him by surprise, maybe. You know, I think Brad Miller, too, trying to fight a little bit of a slump here.
Yep.
So you look for any way to get on base. But, yeah, when you've had that kind of success against a guy, you want your second baseman to swing the stick and swing it with mean intentions.
1-1 now.
I think it's pretty well documented that when he is able to put barrel to baseball, he hits it as hard as anybody in the game.
And a cut and a miss.
You know, he's another one like with Corey Dickerson. They try to elevate that heater, keep it somewhat close to him, get it over the swing, over the hands. This is a perfect example of it. Elevated, you want to get there, just cannot get up to that pitch.
And he lays off a pitch up there. And you know, that's a pitch that's tempting, but it's a pitch that Dana DeMuth has not called strikes a lot today. In fact, there have been some pitches maybe in the strike zone up there that he has not called. Foul back.
Those are the types of pitches that when Corey Dickerson and Brad Miller, when they take those, they break out into a cold sweat. They immediately are wondering what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Because they don't often take those pitches. But yeah, but you have to. First of all, you don't have to worry about it being called a strike this afternoon. On top of that, it's not a high percentage pitch for you to be able to do anything with. But a lot easier said than done.
And a swing and a miss. Pitch in off the zone, and he strikes him out with it. 1-0 through 4 Rays. if Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters during a home game, visit CaneStrikeout.com and obtain a printed home voucher to take to any Cane's Furniture store within 7 days and receive a coupon for a free Whoppers sandwich combo meal from Burger King. Right-handed hitting outfielder Mitch Haniger to open the 5th. Blake Snell on the hill for the Rays, and the first pitch chopped to the shortstop. Echeverria's throw is right there. One pitch and one away here in the 5th inning. Let's check in once again with Rich Hollenberg. Rich?
Dwayne, as you well know, Toronto comes to town starting Tuesday for a 3-game series, and the unfortunate news of Jake Faria going to the disabled list balanced by some good news. That man, Alex Cobb, is back in the rotation. He threw a really strong bullpen session, live BP, yesterday at Tropicana Field, and Kevin Cash activated him for this series. He'll be pitching 3rd in that 3-game series. Chris Archer and Austin Pruitt will be the first 2 starters against the Blue Jays, guys.
All right, well, a day off for the Rays on Monday, and that will be welcome. And then the Toronto Blue Jays come calling.
Do you have any plans for the off day?
Yeah, no plan is a big plan on that day off. 2-1. How about you?
Well, I don't know, but I asked you if you had any plans for the off day. You look like you were about to fight me. Like, how dare you? We will be doing nothing and like it. No, I'm nothing.
Yeah, that's
nothing.
Exactly right.
We have been going at such breakneck pace, 30 out of 31 days, and it's just always stuff going on. That yeah, with a day off, I'm chilling.
Yeah. So when somebody asks you, they go, okay, now they're going, want you to do something. No.
Right.
We're not.
Right.
We're not doing it.
Yeah, well, but you have an off day. Now, let me tell you what you can do with your off day. It's not going to be spent with you. That much I can assure you.
3-1 pitch is skied to center. Kiermaier is right there and makes the catch.
That's the toughest thing, during the course of the season. All of a sudden you're playing every day, preparing yourself, and these guys, the amount of hours that they put in readying themselves to play a game every day, and they're on a stretch like this, and then all of a sudden the family wants to get together with the neighbors and have a cookout.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, I'll just sit in the chair and stare at the ceiling. How's that?
I'm going to go catatonic in the corner. Just deal with it.
2 out, space is empty. Here's Heredia. It's upstairs. 1-0. Blake Snell, 2 outs into the 5th with a 1-0 lead. And he falls behind Heredia. And time granted by Dana Demuth.
Yeah, plus tomorrow you have the eclipse happening anyway.
That's right, yeah.
Get all dark in the afternoon.
Might take a nap during that. There's a foul ball. It's going to be out of play. It's now 2-1.
It's usually when we tell someone to take a nap, it's in a negative.
Yeah, but we're very positive about this. What is tap foul? 2-2.
It's like when our bosses call. Hey, listen, we're gonna swing by the Trop. We'd like to get everybody together for a meeting, and maybe instead of doing that, why don't you just take a nap?
Yeah, that's much better.
Right.
Yeah. Time better served.
Especially with this group.
Yes. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just shoot out an email.
That's good. Yeah. And a cut and a miss. A 1-2-3. 5th inning and a strikeout to close it. We're headed into the bottom of inning 5. The Rays on the strength of the Kevin Kiermaier homer up 1-0. baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Mike Trout, third player in Major League history with 6 25-plus home run seasons before turning 26, joining Eddie Matthews and Frank Robinson and CC Sabathia last night against the Red Sox, passing Mickey Lolich for most strikeouts in American League history by a left-hander, 2,682.
I'll tell you what,
they're pretty profound right there.
Yeah, the research department not getting any sleep last night.
Well, there's nothing new about that, but it's a different story. Echeverria bunts it down the first base side, and Valencia is going to make that play unassisted. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, this is a case of them not getting any sleep because they're actually working.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, they did a great job.
They did.
That was good.
They did good stuff.
Some Mickey Lolich pitch in the 1968 World Series against the Cardinals, hit a home run. We were just kids, slept outside the ballpark to get in, skip school and everything.
You see what you're doing here? Do you see what you're doing here?
Besides what? Dating myself?
No. Crack staff all night to come up with that stuff, and you're off the top of your head. Yeah, that's what you're doing. Guys, nice job on the work, but how about this one? You just put chips to the center of the table. All in.
What?
You're feeling froggy. You got that day of nothing tomorrow?
Yeah, I know. It's great.
It is.
1-0 the count to Kevin Kiermaier. And 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, until I'm woken up at 7:15 for a diaper change.
Yeah, okay.
And that day of nothing is, that's out the window.
That day of nothing starts early.
Yeah, it does.
Three 3-0 the count. I'll call you when I wake up about 12, see how that went.
Such a caring partner.
It's a strike. 3-1. Well, it was Kiermaier's home run on a 2-0 fastball back in the first that got the Rays on the board. That's been the only run in this game. He goes the other way this time. Gamble is going to play it on 1 hop. Kiermaier aggressively around the bag, as he will do, and hangs on at first. A 1-out single.
And that's what he does. First of all, that ball kind of lofted out there into left field. I'm surprised that Ben Gamble, he kind of gave up on that one right away. Was not going to even attempt to try to turn this into an out. This ball middle of the plate, he stays inside and kind of slices it out there. But the one thing that these Mariner outfielders have learned is Kevin Kiermaier is going to unless you stop him. And so you see Gamble right here now, the urgency, and he fires a bullet in there to keep Kiermaier at first base.
Yeah, they learned that the first night in here on the double. Back in at first. Yeah, Heredia took a little time getting over there. Kiermaier turned what would have been a single normally for most hitter runners into a double. It's close to Lucas. Another look at that. This is just vintage Kiermaier. Right off the DL, and away we go.
You see Heredia just kind of take his foot off the gas pedal right there, and Kiermaier never did.
You get 2 nice little bounces in the outfield. He's a second.
And he's maybe one of the only guys in the league that'll do that.
He's off and running. Ground ball. Fair ball. Great stop by Valencia to get the out there. And Kiermaier, who had a great jump, advances to second base.
Yeah, the Rays with a lead, they have a tendency to be aggressive. Gallardo's only given up 4 stolen bases on the year, but this would be a good time for him to go. Didn't have a very big lead, but a better jump. And then Danny Valencia holding him on, that helped. He was able to come back as a right-hander and flash that leather up the line. I'll tell you, if you're left-handed, he may not get to that.
Well, the Rays have now had runners in scoring position in each of the last 3 innings. With 2 outs here in the 5th, and here's Evan Longoria.
Remember, last at bat, sliders down and away. That's what it was. Ended up getting him to hit into a double play, something that we knew he was trying to do. No reason to believe that he would pitch him any differently here.
1-0 the count. Evan came into the game 3 of 19 against Gallardo. One of those hits a home run. 1-0 count. Ground ball grabbed by Gallardo. And the flip to first in time. No runs a hit. Man left at second base. We're through 5. 1-0 Rays. Our game summary, the Rays jumped out in front in the bottom of the first, but Kiermaier hit that 2-0 fastball out to straightaway center field, and that's been it in the scoring department. And Blake Snell in about 50-50 in the first pitch strike department, but has made some very good pitches, not only with a fastball, but with the change early and the curveball, and dropped a slider in there on a couple of occasions. He has 5 strikeouts on the day. He's given up 1 walk, and the 1 hit he gave up was the leadoff single to Cruz in the second. So we go to the 6th inning, and here's Ben Gamble. Ruiz next, and then the top of the order, Segura. And there's a first pitch strike. Gamble drew the 1 walk given up by Snell. On the count. It's a foul ball out of play. 1-2. The dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos Ruiz will be next with this 2-2 count on Gamble.
Now you've got a 1-run ball game. It's getting late, and you're at the bottom of the order. So these pitches, you do not want to allow this lineup to find a way to get a guy or 2 on here to wrap around to the top. So you've got to put them away here. And 2-2 is your action pitch. You don't want to flirt with any danger going full count. Put them away right here.
Tapper foul up the first base side.
Yeah, the thing that's nice about Blake Snell and watching him pitch today is he's got options. You know, he could go with a 2-2 heater if he wanted to, if he felt like that was a pitch that he could elevate. He could go with the slider, swing and a miss on that. The curveball that he just went with has been very effective. So he's got options. Try the slider now.
And it's lifted into center. Kiermaier a bit to his right. And he makes the catch on that one. First man retired here in the 6th inning. Carlos Ruiz, the Seattle catcher who struck out his first time, will bat. That's a strike. One. 4 of the last 5 hitters have resulted in first pitch strikes from Snell. That's a nice trend as he works here in the 6th inning. He's laying off the off-speed pitch there at the break-even point now. 9 of 18 first pitch strikes. 2-2.
How about that? I mean, you start to look at 15 pitches an inning as the gold standard. A lot of guys are not able to reach that for a lot of different reasons. Only one time has he gone above it in that 3rd inning. Complete control, even though he hasn't been the best at the first pitch strikeout.
And he strikes out Ruiz for the 2nd time.
Which I don't think anybody's really good at first pitch strikeouts, but first pitch strikes, they can be better.
Yeah, if we could figure that,
boy, we get some games.
Yeah, we could cash in on that.
You know what? Listen, we're going to get a chance to talk to Rob Manfred here in the next.
That's what I hear.
In the next,
supposed to be here in the next series, Wednesday, I guess, huh?
There you go. So we can ask him. You know, pace of play going to be a big topic again this offseason. What can we do about the first pitch strikeout? Because that would get things moving right now.
Yeah. 2-0. Ground ball shortstop, and right there to pick it is Echeverria. A 1-2-3 inning. Blake Snell with 6 innings under his belt, and the Rays have the 1-0 lead. On Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers and by Pinch A Penny, the perfect people for a perfect pool. Bottom of the 6th. Logan Morrison will lead off. Middle of the order against Gallardo. Morrison, Souza Jr. and Dickerson.
It'd be nice to see this team make a move here and give itself some breathing room. Blake Snell has been in complete control out there. Pitch count well in hand.
Foul ball, 1-1. Two balls and a strike to count to the Rays first baseman Logan Morrison. Steven Souza Jr. on deck. Two balls, two strikes.
Gallardo, another one of those starters working exclusively out of the stretch to try to make for a repeatable delivery, an easier fix if things go wrong. And so far in this ball game, he's thrown the ball a lot better than his most recent starts would indicate. And his last outing against Baltimore, going up against his old team, 4 innings, gave up 8 earned, a couple of home runs.
Yep.
It's been a struggle for him. He is out of the bullpen this season, 1-0 with a .79 earned run average as a starter. 4-8, 6.41 in 19 starts. There was the last line, but today he's been very deliberate on the mound, something that you see quite often from Gallardo, but very effective nonetheless.
And Morrison is out on strikes. Ball breaking down and into him. And he's out number 1 in the 6th.
And by the look of Logan Morrison, when he walked away from home plate, that's not going to be the only thing that's breaking in this at bat. That bat may get broken. There may be some other things down in that tunnel. He was not happy at all with the commit on that breaking ball that bounced.
Steven Souza Jr. He was victimized in the 4th on a good play by Segura at shortstop. This one out to Cano. Not much better fortune out there with Cano grabbing that one and making the throw. So 2 outs in the 6th inning. Right-hander Tony Sick is up in the bullpen now. Count approaching 90 for Gallardo. Strikeout and a walk for Corey Dickerson. And he's under this one and skies it toward right center. Heredia taking charge, making the call, and the Rays are up and down 1, 2, 3. On to the 7th. Valencia, Cano, and Cruz due up. Rays lead 1-0. Go head-to-head on the day's hottest sports topics. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. Weekdays from 9:30 to noon Eastern, only on FS1. So we're going to start the off day tomorrow.
Oh,
Day
there we
off.
go.
Yeah, a little breakfast.
Yeah.
With Skip and Shannon.
Done.
Okay. We're on now. See, we're starting to fill up the off day.
There you go. It's an hour long, right? So
No more.
oh, we got even more now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was an and more read.
Yeah. See, look.
9:30 to noon.
Yeah, see?
Oh, good. So you'll be way up by
Yeah.
the time you call me at noon. It won't be to see how the diaper change went.
No.
It'll be, hey, what did you think about the boys
Yeah,
and
we'll
the
talk
topics
about
they
the
cover?
show. Exactly. It'll be good. Pencil that in right now. Valencia fouls it, strike one.
I'm going to set my Rays alarm clock.
That'll wake you up.
Have Dave Wills yelling at me.
Yeah.
Get me going.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like that to get you going. Swing and a miss. 0-2. We had a little sneak preview.
We did, and I
Got us going.
thought it was unprofessional what happened there. I think that was a good move at all. A blight on
Swing and a miss.
our normally pretty solid broadcast with the team, everybody working together, not just what we're doing up here. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that set us up for success.
Yeah.
That was a night that the behind-the-scenes stuff really cast a pall.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're all humans and carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There were apologies made, emails sent.
Forgiveness is a great thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
As long as we don't have to do it. Pitches a ball to Robinson Cano, 1-0. We really need a day off.
Oh, there is no.
Yeah,
no
I
doubt
think
about
today
it.
is
Punch drunk.
yeah, good example of that. 2-0. A run, 4 hits for the Rays, no runs, and 1 hit for Seattle. So the danger is Robinson Cano up. And a liner up the middle. There's a base hit. Cano picks up the second hit surrendered by Blake Snell today. And the guy who has the other one is on his way to the plate. That will be the DH, Nelson Cruz. Well, Cruz Cruz with a base hit his first time up. And this pitch way high. And a nice grab there by Sucre. Valencia struck out. Cano with a base hit. Now Cruz.
Huge at bat here. Blake Snell deep into a game, a base runner aboard, a dangerous hitter at the plate, a 1-run game for obvious reasons.
Ooh, big cut right there. Look at the location of that pitch.
Yeah, well, you know what?
That'll wake you up.
Yes, it will. But this is where you talk about throwing a changeup with conviction. And if you sell it good enough, and then we're talking about arm speed mainly, sometimes you can get away with poor location because they swing at the arm speed, and the change of speed will end up getting them. You don't want to make a habit of putting them there.
Up above the zone there with the hard stuff.
And that previous pitch, that changeup will make that pitch look like it's 97, 98. 94, it's hard enough, but the changeup will actually give that thing another foot or two on that back end.
And a high foul out of play. Count still 1-2. Snell, mid-90s right there. That second pitch, the change. And he's ahead of the count, about to make his 90th pitch of the game. And he got it. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Nicely done right there. So after giving up the base hit to Cano, he got ahead of Cruz. He pitched to him.
Well, 2 fastballs that were elevated. And then, like we said earlier in the game, the curveball will work well. They set each other up. 2 elevated heaters. He comes with the curveball down below the zone to get the punch out. And by the way, we should have an inning where Kevin Patterson, our producer, that we just have him come up to the booth and do an inning of analysis. Because right before that pitch, he gets in my ear and he goes, "What do you think about the curveball right here after those 2 fastballs?" And I'm like, "You're on to something."
Yep.
And he just did it.
There you go.
See how this job is not that easy or not that hard.
Well, it's easy for us if we have a producer who's that smart.
That's right.
Yeah. Keep him happy. We're all happy.
These earpieces are wonderful things.
2-0 the count. Eight strikeouts in this game for Blake Snell. 2 outs into the 7th. His career high is 7 innings pitched. And he has Haniger out in front with a changeup.
Hey, you don't want to be in a bad count, but if you are, he's able to get back in it and still not be predictable. And I'll tell you something, Blake Snell, these last 3 outings, and especially here today in a 1-run game, is showing you something. This kid is growing up right before our very eyes.
That's a strike on the outside corner. 2-2.
I tell you, he's been in control of his emotions. When he has fallen behind, he has not allowed it to snowball. He's been able to keep the bad sequence of pitches, shorten them, able to keep them to just a few at a time instead of letting it go to 2 or 3 hitters. Working well with Sucre too.
2-2 into the dirt, and Sucre had a little trouble finding it. Down to second base goes Cano. So the breaking ball turns out to be a wild pitch, and Snell was asking maybe he got a swing on that, but Haniger held up in plenty of time, and it's a wild pitch, allowing Cano to move into scoring position. Now he's given up a walk and 2 hits, and this is the first time the Mariners have had a man at second base. Two outs, full count. Cano at second. And ball 4. It's the breaking ball. And so walk number 2. It's 2 men aboard with 2 men out.
Third baseman, Taylor Motter.
Taylor Motter's going to be the hitter, and Sucre spent some time with Snell on the mound. The Rays have had the bullpen up. Motter a fly ball to right in the second inning, fly ball to center in the 5th. And the pitch is a strike. Interesting how these things work out. Here's Snell facing Motter. They were teammates in the minor leagues for a time. And now Snell trying to get him to close out the 7th. And strike 2. Fastball.
Pitching it backwards. First pitch changeup. Then he comes with the mid-90s fastball. He's out in front. Stephen Hickey has to have really liked what he has seen so far. Hope he can continue that for another pitch or two.
A 2-strike count on Motter. He starts to go and checks that breaking ball. Eight strikeouts for Snell, 1 short of his career high in a game. Trying to get the final out in the 7th. That's what equals his career high in innings pitched and start. Protecting a 1-run lead. It's a 1-0 ball game right now. Missed down and in as Motter lays off the breaking ball again. Sucre and Snell have a little conversation now. 100 pitches on the day. Worked 6 against Toronto his last time, 6 1/3 against Cleveland the time before that. Now the 2-2 to Motter and a ground ball to third. Longoria steps on the bag, and that's 7 innings for Blake Snell of shutout baseball. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Rays 1, Seattle 0. Take a look at the summary. The Rays up here 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Blake Snell, very, very good today in these 7 innings.
He's been absolutely fantastic. Just 2 hits given up, 2 walks. Not going to give into this lineup, pitching here with a 1-run lead that was given to him. The first hitter of the game for the Rays, a home run by Kevin Kiermaier to straightaway, and so far Blake Snell has made it hold up. And how about this sequence here to Nelson Cruz with a runner aboard? Okay, up and out of the zone. Going to come back right there with a changeup. Get away with that pitch. Followed up with a heater elevated in the zone. Come with another one that he fouls off. And then here comes the KP curveball. Down below the zone. And he gets the big punch out.
Just over 100 pitches for Snell. And Very impressive outing for him today.
And you know what? We could get a screenshot of that right there. We could put that up in your office, right over the desk.
Great job.
That's
Got a sign.
Yeah. Big shot for you. Big
Yeah.
shot for you.
Very good. You want one too?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'd be willing to share.
Oh, I know. It's
okay.
No question.
Jesus Sucre is going to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch is low. Zepchinski, the lefty, up in the bullpen for Seattle. Sucre leading off here, and then Miller due to hit next. Foul ball, 1-1. Sucre could not check in time. Small dart down there at first base.
That's the advantage of a fastball in. It forces quick decisions. So Sucre, boy, gets it started because that ball's in and those hands got to go, and that went a little too far by the time he realized that ball was in off the plate. Oh, got him.
Boy, just got him hit by a pitch here to start the 7th inning for the Rays, the bottom half of the frame.
These are the mistakes that you've got to try to avoid if you're Giovanni Gallardo. Bottom of the order in a 1-run game, and you get a pitch that's a little too far in, it catches a baggy jersey, and now you got a leadoff man aboard.
And Brad Miller steps in looking for his first hit of the day. Facing Gallardo. Way high there. That ball rolling in behind.
Oh.
And now a throw down to second, and look out, Gallardo. Boy, that ball fired down there by Ruiz.
He just lost his mind. Fastball up, it's going to get by him. Try to find it, and now you're just assuming he's going. Well, if he would have gone, he would have had the throw there in time. No question about that.
And now a strike called, 1-1. Miller 0 for 2. Came in 5 of 15 against Gallardo in his career. Over to first. Sucre's back in.
Okay, that's great stuff right there. Sucre is telling Robinson Cano, you see where my lead is? It's like right here, and I'm getting thrown over.
One and two. Rays got a run in the first on the Kiermaier home run. They've stranded 5. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fouled away. We'll see another one on 2-2. And the count's going to go full. 7th inning. This is as deep as Gallardo has pitched into a start since the 7th of June against Minnesota. He went 7 innings and a no decision. Three-2 to Miller, and he fouls it. It's out of play. And a cut and a miss. He got him with a fastball up. Gallardo picks up his 2nd strikeout of Miller. And the 6th on the day. 1 on, 1 out. We'll check in once again with Rich Hollenberg.
Dwayne, one of your favorite days coming up tomorrow, or no, make that Tuesday after the off day. It's demo day for Rays Live, the pregame. We will double dip with Orestes Destrada and Doug Wechter. They'll be here for all the pregame show. Plus, in game, you guys will be hearing all the finer points about pitching, hitting, fielding, and winning baseball. It's demo day coming up on Tuesday, game 1 of that Toronto Blue Jays series. We look forward to bringing that to you guys coming up.
Yeah, thank you, Rich. Those are great days for the young players in the audience. Get a chance to have the game broken down and explained.
Yeah.
By Rays players and coaches.
Great instruction. Proper mechanics, technical aspects of the game, thinking through situations.It's a night that it's a night that I get to take the night off.
I can't believe that would be true. It's a strike to Echeverria.
I'll be taking notes is what I'll be doing.
One out with Sucre at first base. Echeverria takes one upstairs. Both bullpens busy. Tommy Hunter up in the Rays bullpen. Gallardo working one out into the 7th. And that's ball 2. 2-1. Left-handed bat of Kevin Kiermaier on deck. We saw earlier the Mariners have had the lefty up in their bullpen. That's going to be wide. And then Chiria's ahead in the count now. 3-1. There's a shot, well tagged into right center field. Echeverria has hit it out. Home run for Adeiny Echeverria. And the Rays get a little cushion here. 3-0 now. Echeverria's second home run in a Rays uniform. Left little doubt about that one.
Well, when you saw the reaction out there of Mitch Haniger, he didn't even try to play that ball. He turned his back to the infield and was just hoping that ball was going to come off the wall. That ball was so well struck by Echeverria. I'll tell you, that was a blast the other way. Had a great count to work with, 3-1 middle, and that ball got destroyed. He knew it.
Well, he homered earlier this month off Porcello against the Red Sox here. He hit that one to left, and boy, he powered this one out to right center off Gallardo. And a call to the bullpen now for Seattle. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. the bottom of the 7th inning. Get a $6 value for $5 when you ask for a grouper from the Florida Lottery. With so many life-changing prizes, get your group ready. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Well, Gallardo finished after 6 1/3. Mark Zubczynski in here now, making his 49th appearance. There's a pitch hit on the ground sharply by Kiermaier, but right at Valencia, who makes the play. And that's the second out.
You know, you had that feeling, and Dwayne, you mentioned it in between the break, that Zubczynski was coming in to face Kevin Kiermaier.
Yep.
And Scott Service is trying to eke out that one last hitter, and a 9-hole hitter with Gallardo. And look what happens. This game really, you know, the way that it's been played all afternoon, gets blown open.
You know, a 1-0 game turns out to be a 3-0 game. And Echeverria left little doubt about that one.
That's what was really eye-opening. I mean, you're talking about going the other way, and it was a no-doubter. Well, he hit the ball hard his first at-bat, tripled out into the left center field gap, then inexplicably tried to bunt after that triple, and then said, no, I'm going to go back to swinging the bat. Good reason.
Duda takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Chopped down to the right side. Cano with the flip. So the 7th is over, but a productive one for the Rays. Danny Echeverria connecting off the starter Gallardo, belting his second home run for the Rays, and it's 3-0 Tampa Bay through 7.
Well, Blake Snell, what can you say about his afternoon? He was fantastic for the Rays. 7 strong innings, matching his career high in innings pitched, showing good use of the fastball. But I'll tell you what, the secondary pitches this afternoon were outstanding. The curveball, the changeup, that slider, was able to rack up 8 strikeouts, more than a strikeout an inning on 101 pitches, gave up just 2 hits and nothing on the scoreboard as far as runs, just a couple of walks. And I'll tell you what, Blake Snell now 3 starts in a row where he really has thrown the ball well and gives you hope going down the road here to get back into it.
Well, Tommy Hunter throws a first pitch strike to Guillermo Heredia. And the 8th inning underway. As Hunter takes over on the mound for the Rays, making his 46th appearance. Foul up the right side, 0-2. Gamble to be next, and then the catcher Ruiz is due up. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Strikeout number 9 for Rays pitching. Well, the bullpen in this game, our Toyota inside look brings out what the Rays bullpen has done since the 1st of August. It's a 2.09 ERA, holding the opposition to a 176 average.
Well, this is what the front office had in mind. You know, at the trading deadline, you move into the month of August, and that retooled bullpen has been awesome. The thing that we had talked about earlier in the game is the problem with all of that is they
they haven't had a chance to do what they're in here doing right now as much as you'd like to see.
No, that's the thing. I mean, throwing the ball great, but they're throwing the ball great to keep you in the game, not to lock it down and close it out.
Gamble out Miller to Morrison. And now Leonys Martin will pinch hit for Ruiz. Ruiz 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts on the day, and now Martin with the bases empty and 2 outs will bat against Hunter. That's a strike. Tapper foul. 0-2. Fine outing by Blake Snell, 7 innings. Another big step forward for the Rays' young left-hander. 2-2 the count on Martin, with Tommy Hunter working the 8th. Guide the other way, out of play.
How about that velo here this afternoon? Tommy Hunter getting after it. I've seen a number of those pitches already at 98. That might be a season high. He's usually working up in that 97 range. He'll cutter at 94. Slider on top of that.
And a cut to miss. He fires that one. And at 99 to strike out Martin. Bottom of the 8th coming. Rays 3, Mariners nothing. Hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Reminder now on Rays Live, the postgame presented by W.B. Mason. Rich Orestes and Doug will be along to break down a superb outing by the Rays' young lefty Blake Snell. Kevin Cash in his press conference will be part of that, and interviews from the clubhouse. Casey Lawrence going to be the new pitcher, and Mike Zunino in to catch him. A new battery for Seattle.
Casey Lawrence just recalled by the Mariners along with Taylor Motter.
The first pitch to Longoria is in off the plate.
Another guy that can give some length to Scott Service with the uncertainties surrounding his pitching staff.
Ground ball down to third. Motter with the scoop and the throw. One out in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, what a difference this game feels like, going from 1-0 to 3-0.
Yep.
You're just one mistake away, from the Mariners being able to offensively tie this game up. And, we know that it's a dangerous lineup. Now they're going to have to put some things together, all because Adeiny Echeverria shot that ball out to right field.
To strike to Logan Morrison. One ball, one strike. Foul out of play, 1-2. Morrison getting the start at first after the pinch hit home run last night. Closed the gap to 1, but it ended that way. The Rays with a couple home runs today, Kiermaier and Echeverria. Two and two. Steven Souza Jr. is on deck. High fly ball into center. And Heredia takes care of that. 2 gone. Day off tomorrow for the Rays, and Eldorado Furniture invites you to settle in with us Tuesday. When the Rays take on the Blue Jays, our coverage begins at 6:30 on Fox Sports Sun. Steven Souza Jr. Looking for his first hit, victimized in the 4th on a good play by Segura, the shortstop. The breaking pitch away from him, and it's cut and a miss. Strike 1. Two. Ball, 2 strikes. Into the dirt. 2-2. take the count full.
Chase. That's really what this game has come down to with these hitters. Trying to get the ball elevated, trying to drive the ball for extra bases, and all the while trying to stay away from chasing pitches that are in the zone and then out of the zone.
And there's ball 4. The junior picks up the 2-out walk to get Corey Dickerson up there.
These pitchers, they try to make the pitch appear to be in the zone, appear to be a strike, and then start its movement, whether it's a changeup with finish, whether it's a breaking ball, and it starts to make its move about the time that you have to make a decision to swing the bat. And that's the biggest challenge these guys face when they fall behind in the count.
Well, Dickerson walked in the 4th, looking for his first hit of the game. He is 0 for 2. Pitch is well off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. From the bullpen. Alex Colomé loosening for the Rays up the right field side. Rays got 7 from Blake Snell. Tommy Hunter worked the 8th. And there goes a runner. The pitch is a ball, and the throw is not in time. He got that left hand on the bag on the outfield side of second and stayed in contact. Stolen base number 10 for Steven Souza Jr.
Boy, went for that far outside corner. Make the tag have to go a long way. And that left hand, he's able to sneak it in there. Now you've got to be strong enough to stay put, because they will apply that tag and just keep it there, hoping that you come off the bag.
Two 2-0 the count, and now they're going to walk Dickerson intentionally, so they'll put him on. Apparently not aware of Jesus Sucre's batting average with men in scoring position.
A risk they're willing to take, and it may not be the smartest move.
With 2 outs and men in scoring position, he's hitting .350.
Well, he stays up the middle. He does a great job with the approach, staying up the middle.
And there goes Souza stealing third, standing up. So he picks up his 11th steal of the year.
Boy, he got a little walking lead right there. Casey Lawrence does not stop him, and he almost walks into third base.
Rays lead 3-0. Pitch is low to Sucre. Brad Boxberger has joined Colomé in the bullpen for the Rays, just in case this game moves beyond what would be a save situation. Wave and a miss. 1-2. Gray takes it wide. 2-2. foul ball there on a fastball. A little bit of that one. Well, the Rays led 1-0 until the 7th. Meyer opened the bottom of the first with a home run, and then Echeverria hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're in the 8th now, 2 men on, 2 men out for the Rays, and a 2-2 count to Sucre. Casey Lawrence, the 3rd Seattle pitcher. Sucre is out on strikes, so the Rays leave 2. Top of the order, due up for Seattle as we go to the 9th. Ball game, moving on to the 9th inning. The Rays got 7 from Blake Snell, 1 from Tommy Hunter, and now it's Alex Colomé on. He tries to wrap this one up and give the Rays a win in this series and a win in the season series, for that matter, against Seattle. 52nd appearance for Colomé, 35 saves, 2 and 3 overall. Segura takes the first pitch, and it's too low. Segura 0 for 3 today. Foul out of play. 1-1. Rays will have tomorrow off and then play host to the Toronto Blue Jays. Cubs beat the Blue Jays 4-3. Was yesterday's action, and today, check to see what they're up to today before they come in here. Ground ball headed to short. Echeverria makes that play, and 1 gone in the 9th. Cubs lead the Blue Jays right now 3-2. Game at the bottom of the 5th in Chicago.
Toronto's been playing Chicago tough, just cannot seem to get over the hump.
Chris Rowley will open for Toronto against Chris Archer. Stroman and Pruitt the middle game, and then Happ and Cobb in the Thursday day game. Yonder Alonso will pinch hit for Valencia. And he misses the fastball. 96 right there as Colomé comes up a little bit on that fastball.
We've got a lively gun here this afternoon. We've got Colomé 96. Maybe it's just the off day. These guys realizing they're finally going to get a break. Tommy Hunter at 99 a couple of times. His fastball was blistering. How about that breaking ball?
Pretty good. It's a ball, called a ball, but boy, I'd like to reward that.
I mean, absolutely. Backdoor.
So a 1-1 count. Two and one. Foul ball. Colomé tops in the league with 35 saves. 3 ahead of Osuna. Jarred that mask askew. And over in the National League, Greg Holland has 35. Colomé and Holland tied for the Major League lead. A 2-2 count to Alonso. Robinson Cano is on deck. This one to the backstop. Ray's staff has 4 shutouts. They've all been combined shutouts. First one back in April against Baltimore. And Pruitt started that one. Colomé finished it. Andriese and Hunter teamed up against the Angels to throw a 6-hit shutout in May. Cobb and Colomé beat Boston 1-0 on 3 hits on the 8th of July. And then Pruitt started a 3-0 shutout in Houston. There's a base hit headed toward the corner. Dickerson keeps it out of the corner and will hold Alonso to a single. And there's a great play down there by Dickerson to prevent the extra base hit. That had double written all over it. And Dickerson just would not allow it with Alonso the runner. He decided to hang on at first.
This ball up and away, and Alonso's going to shoot it the other way. Really no defense over there. And watch Corey Dickerson. Nice slide. Boy, he did that perfectly. Was able to plant that right foot. Watch the way he plants the foot now. Secure the baseball, plant, up and throw. That is just picture perfect. And Yonder Alonso realizing that Corey Dickerson outfoxed him out there in left field and is going to keep him at first base. Now reward Corey Dickerson here with the ground ball double play and be done with this.
So Cano 1 for 3. Pitch is down 1-0. Cano, one of the hits for the Mariners today in the 7th inning. 2 for 8 against Colomé. That's a strike. 1-1. Starting pitchers, the pitchers of record. Snell for the Rays, he went 7. Gallardo for Seattle, he worked 6 1/3. And a foul ball leaves Cano hopping away from the plate.
He's got that protection down on that front foot. Let's see where it gets him. Well, he absolutely hit that protection, but yeah, it only helps you so much. Still gonna feel it.
Yeah, and the issue is foul a couple more off your shin or your foot earlier, and you're still feeling some of that. So you've got that guard on there, and you aggravate what's there already. Cano waiting for that pain to subside. Headed back toward the plate. Sucre's back there and says, "You think hitting's hard? You ought to try catching."
No kidding. The catchers, we see it all the time. Sucre and Ramos and visiting catchers, they get beat up.
Yep.
I think about all the guys in the game with great stuff, with good breaking balls that like to take them in and out of the zone. All the pitches that they block during the course of a game, day after day after day.
Swing and a miss. Cano out on strikes for the second out. It's 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching.
Just gets him waving at that pitch down and away. 1 out away.
Now it's Nelson Cruz. 1 for 3. 100 runs batted in on the year. The ground ball deep short. Great stop, Echeverria. Throw to first. Got him. Oh my gosh. What a play by Echeverria to end this game. A very close play at first. And Paul Nartz over there said, wait a minute. Will the Mariners challenge that or not? They say no. A sensational play by Echeverria.
Completely prone and then up and throw. What a play. What an ending.
Put a star by that one for Echeverria to end this game, and the Rays earn a 3-0 victory here. Snell the winner, Gallardo the loser, and a save for Colomé, his 36th. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners today, 3-0. Coming up next, presented by WB Mason, the Rays postgame.